The third piece we're going to be working on is really close to the same of the other ones, except we only have 1/4 of a side being notched out and 1/4 on this side to be notched out. These two notches are going to be done with the bandsaw as well, and students often find that this is the easiest piece. When you notch out this corner, it cuts out this whole section, and when you notch out this one, it notches out this whole section, which is all you need to do for that project. And now we've come to our third block. And our third block is just 2 small cuts. We're going to cut that one out, and we're going to cut that out of that side. The measurements are approximately the same. We're going to come in our same 2 3/8 of an inch, but this time we're only coming half the distance of that 1¼ inch, so we're coming 5/8 more. And if you think about it, this will be the center of our piece of wood, so that should be exactly 3 inches. So we should have a mark at 3 inches and a mark at 2 3/8. That'll be our 5/8 notch, 5/8 deep and 5/8 wide. And then we're going to rotate it and do the same on the opposite corner. Come in 2 3/8 and then 5/8 more to 3 inches. So we'll transfer those lines based on my other blocks without having to measure, and we'll cut that next piece out. Now we have our pencil lines. Now we need a line down the center and a line down the center. We can do the same eyeball technique where you can put a mark, or you can find 3 inches out and put a mark at 3 inches. So you can either eyeball it and find center that way. So now that I have my lines, I'm going to do opposite corners. So on this one I'm going to do the top left corner, on that one I'm going to do the bottom right corner. Opposite corners are going to be cut out. Okay, the last step after you've done some fine tuning is to go ahead and put it together. I always like putting the round one into the third block first. So I put that all the way flush and leave that opening where I can slide the next one in. And then I'll take that next one and slide it in, and it should line up flush with the back side if your measurements have been correct. And then you're going to rotate that last block into place. And when I grade these, I usually look for the corner joints and see if there's any big gaps. So something like this with no gaps and they line up with the blocks and it's tight, you can't play jingle bells with it. This is what I'm looking for basically your example project. And if you followed along and you did it, congrats.